A major shareholder meeting will decide the future of an over 100-year-old Canadian mining company that's catching the interest of a Swiss mining giant. Teck Resources has gained some support for its plan to split the company's metals and steel-making coal businesses into two separate companies at a key shareholder meeting on Wednesday. Norway's sovereign wealth fund says it's on board. The decision comes as Teck tries to secure support for its plan over an unsolicited takeover proposal by Swiss company Glencore. Glencore is urging shareholders to reject the company's proposal in favor of its offer to acquire the company as it is. Well, joining us now to discuss this massive takeover battle is Brendan Caldwell, director of Caldwell Securities Ltd. Brendan, welcome back to Forum Daily.
Always great to be here, Nima.
Always great to have you. Now, as we mentioned, there is a huge takeover battle in the Canadian mining industry right now. Can you walk us through what's happening here between Teck and Glencore?
I'll do my very best. So Teck is one of Canada's great mining companies, one of the few that we still control here in Canada. We've had companies like Inco and Falconbridge all be bought by foreign investors. We've had metals production companies like Dofasco and Stelco sell out as well. So we're really running low on actual miners. And if you don't think a head office matters, think of all the countries in the world that have natural resources but don't have the companies that control those resources. It's not a great situation. So what's happening here is that Teck, which is controlled by its founding shareholder, is looking to split its coal business that's used to metallurgical coal, it's used to make steel, as you alluded to, from the rest of its metals business and to split it into two separate companies. The company would like to do this. My expectation is the shareholders will approve it. But at that very moment where they're getting this vote, trying to get across the line, it takes, I think, a 2/3 majority of the Class B shareholders to approve it. While they're trying to get this vote across the line, Glencore, which is described as a Swiss mining giant, though whether it's really controlled from Switzerland or what country, it was founded by a man named Mark Rich, who you have to look in your history books to find that guy was pardoned for various and sundry offenses by the former president, Bill Clinton. Glencore is looking to make a bid, but you can't make a bid for a company that has a controlling shareholder unless the controlling shareholder wants to sell, which he isn't going to. And even if he did want to sell, Glencore, I don't know, it might be too harsh to call them a criminal organization, but they're a bunch of bad news bears that have been fined, sanctioned by every civilized government on the face of the earth, plus the United States of America. So it's more of a tempest in a tailing pond, perhaps, in that it's not really a takeover bid because Glencore has really no hope of taking it over. They're just hoping, I think, maybe to sow confusion in a competitor.
Very interesting details there, Brendan. Now, really drilling down on the products involved in this deal here, Teck Resources is known for its mining operations for coal and metals. Both are key components of the clean energy transition. Can you tell us a little bit more about the products involved and why they're getting so much attention?
Well, I think the strategic aspect of it is, so yes, coal is part of the clean energy transition, is that people are trying to transition away from it. But the coal that Glencore makes is the dirty coal that's used for heating and for power. Still a major source of electricity in the United States, somewhat in Canada, but it's still big in the US and other countries around the world. That's the coal that Glencore makes. The coal that Teck makes is actually coal that has a very specific purpose, that it burns at a higher temperature. It's used for making steel, in particular metallurgical coal. But the transitional to the clean economy, new energy, electrical-based economy, there's going to be a lot of copper and other metals involved in that, and Teck's a very big copper miner. So to have at least some national sway or say or control over the mining of metals that are key to a clean energy transition, or just metals in general, I think is going to be very important in the coming years.
All right, Brendan, just a quick 45 seconds left here, but what does all of this mean for Canada and its mining industry?
I think more than just mining, I think it's everything. Canada should be much more the takeover ors than the takeover e's. To the extent that we allow our big companies to be taken over and not give them the banking, regulatory, managerial, whatever we need to make Canadian companies much more dominant players on the world scene, there's no reason we shouldn't be. We have the intelligence, we have the population, we have the resources, heaven knows. we should be the takeover ores, not just in mining, but in other sectors as well. I think we in Canada have this motto, go for the bronze. I think we need to go for the gold and be the ones doing the takeover ore rather than be a continual branch plant in so many different industries.
Go for the gold. All right, Brandon, thank you again for your time today on Forum Daily.
Thank you, Nima.